Today in the lab, I'm going to be making some fun big hoop boho denim earrings. So to make this project, you're going to need some scraps of denim and a good pair of scissors to cut your fabric with. You're also going to want something to mark the denim with. I have a little chalk marker here, but you could use a ballpoint pen or pencil. You want a few sewing supplies, some straight pins. I like to use a thimble, some sewing scissors. You're also going to want some matching thread and a needle. You need some round-tipped jewelry pliers, and if you have them, these little wire cutter pliers are also come in handy. You'll want some E6000 glue, a little bit of 20 gauge wire, a ruler, and you're also going to want a couple of denim rolled coil beads and some denim clay beads. And if you missed that tutorial, I will link to that in the description box. And you want a couple of stud style blank earrings. And the last thing you're going to need are some hoops. These are hoops that I've removed from beer and soda cans, and if you're interested in how to do that, I will link to a little mini course that I have on a lot of different ways to manipulate aluminum cans and break them down into more usable parts. If you don't have hoops from an aluminum can, this is just another option. I found these at Dollar Tree. You can get 6 in a pack, and they're just book rings. These are going to be a little bit heavier, and you're going to have to be a little bit more careful sewing around this sort of wider portion, so you might need to adjust your measurements just a little bit, because this is a bit larger than the a larger around than the aluminum rings. I really like the aluminum because they make a very lightweight pair of earrings. And you can of course use other hoops if you have them. You'll have to adjust your measurements if you are using a different size. So the first thing I want to do is cut my denim strips to go around the ring. And I want a strip of fabric that is 8 inches long and 1¼ inches wide. But the key is that I need it to be straight along the grain of the fabric. So in order to cut that, I'm going to cut a strip that is 1½ inches wide, and then I'm going to fray it down and trim it to equal my 1/4 inch, my 1¼ inch wide. So I'm lining my ruler up here pretty much with the grain. I'm going to try to get it as straight along the grain line as I can. And then I'll trim that down. So you'll see here when I start to fray this that I'm getting little short pieces of fabric. So I don't have it on the straight grain line yet. So what I'm looking for is when I pull a thread from the bottom here that it's going to go all the way to the top. And this one does, so I have made it one full length here. So now I'm going to trim my other side, and I'm going to make it, as I said, I'm going to make it about 1½ inches. And I'm lining up with my thread line, not with my frayed cut line here. And then I'll fray that until I get my straight grain line on the other side. So I've found the grain line on both sides now, and I'm just going to check my measurement because I want my denim piece to be 1.25 inches. So I need to take off about 1/4 inch. So I'm just going to fray several more threads out, a little from both sides, just to make it easier to trim. All right, so I've reached my 1.25 inch width. So now I just need to trim off this frayed portion of the denim. And then I can just cut my length to 8 inches. And I'm going to need 2 strips like this for each pair of earrings. So now I'm ready to pin my denim strips around my hoop. So I'm just going to take one of the short ends and tuck under maybe 1/4 inch. And then I'm going to wrap it around my hoop. And I'm going to take one of my straight pins and just pin the ends together. And I want to make sure that I'm wrapping my denim around and keeping my denim edges aligned. So I'm going to pin this close to my hoop and just keep working my way around until I get to the other, till I get all the way around. I didn't measure very well. I have a little too much. It's better to have more than you need than less than you need though. So maybe you only need about a 7-inch strip to make it around these rings. So when I get to the end, I'm going to cut, I'll trim off my excess denim here, but I do want a little bit to fold underneath again. And I haven't tried using just 100% cotton denim. I think if you have a denim that's a little lighter weight and has a little bit of stretch, that it's going to be quite a bit easier to work with. So I've got my denim pinned on here, and I want to just take my needle and thread now, and I'm going to sew my gap together here, and I want to sew, just hand sew very closely to the edge of the metal all the way around my ring. So I'm just taking very small stitches right along the edge of my metal ring. And you want to start and end at the seam area. I've made it all the way around my ring now, and I've stitched my thread to the inside of the ring, and I just want to leave it there. I have a double thread here. If you don't have a double thread, you can let the needle come off, but you don't want to trim your thread off yet. And the needle actually helps with this next step. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to fray my edges all the way up to my stitching. And you have 2 layers here. So you can work from the back side and the front side to remove your threads. And when you're done, you'll have about 1/2 inch of frayed material. If you want less fraying, you can make your original piece of denim a little bit narrower or a little bit wider if you have a bigger ring and you want more frayed edge. But for the aluminum can rings, the size I'm using is about 1/2 inch of frayed denim when I'm finished. You don't want to do too many threads at a time because they do kind of bunch up, and the longer your fray material gets, it'll get a little more difficult to get the threads out. So just work slowly and pull out 1 or 2 at a time. So as you're fraying and you're getting close to your stitching, you'll be able to tell that the threads are not coming out very evenly or smoothly. And when you hit that point, you can go ahead and stop pulling out your threads. But I think I have a couple more I can take out here, because you really just want a little bit of denim that's covering that ring. So when you have reached your stitching, you can go ahead and kind of twist your denim to turn the fray edge into the inside of your ring. And you can just kind of comb your little frayed edges. If you need to, if you have a couple little pieces that are sort of extra long and sticking out kind of funny, you can trim those off, but you should have a fairly even edge because we started with a straight piece of fabric that was right on the grain. So I'm going to switch to my clay denim bead and a little bit of wire. So I want to use my round-tipped jewelry pliers, and I'm going to use the middle of the barrel and just make a closed loop in the end of my wire. And I like to straighten it out, so I'm going to bend it backwards, and then you probably have to sort of tighten up that coil and close it off again, so that you have a nice closed loop on the end of your wire. And then I will string on one of my beads. And now I want to trim just about 5/8 of an inch. Depending on how big you make your loops, you may want to adjust your measurement just a little bit. But I'm going to cut my wire at about 5/8 of an inch. And then I want to bend it at a 90-degree angle. And I'm going to take my round-tipped jewelry pliers again, and I'm just going to roll back using the middle of the barrel again. Just going to roll back toward my wire to close off the loop. So I'm just going to end up with a loop on both sides of my bead. So I'm going to take one of my beads and I'm just going to string it through the needle that I still have hooked to my earring here. And I want to sort of tuck my thread into the frayed pieces of earring, or the frayed pieces of denim. And I'm going to pull it so that it hangs kind of in the center of my opening here. And then I just want to hold that thread at the proper length, and I'll go ahead and make a few stitches to hold that in place. So I'm just making tiny stitches back and forth through the denim to sort of create a knot, making sure that I'm not adjusting that length so that my bead will hang in the center of my earring. And once I have that secure, I'm going to take my thread and I'm just going to bring it kind of toward the top of my ring here. And I'm going to take one of my coiled beads that I've rolled. And again, if you need that tutorial to make either one of these beads, I will link to that in the description. And I'm still working at the top here where my seam is. It's pretty hard to see, but I'm working at the seam of my denim. And I'm just going to take my thread and carefully stitch my round coiled bead to the top of my ring. And if you wanted to, you can go through the hole here. I like to have sort of more hidden stitches, so I'm going to just kind of go in through between the layers. And I want to try to put the seam of my bead toward the ring so that it doesn't show or come loose. It just keeps everything a little bit more secure. So my seam of my rolled bead is right here. I'm going to line it up with the seam of my denim on the ring. And then I'm just going to make some small stitches until I have the two pieces secured together. So once you have the two pieces secure, you can just tie off your thread however you like to do that. I like to make just a couple of really small stitches. And the final step is just to add some E6000 glue to a little post earring back and glue it right to your denim rolled bead. You want to just center that right on your denim rolled bead. And you want to let that glue set up for 24 hours to cure. And then you can just repeat that process on your second earring. So that does it for today's video. Be sure to check the description box for the extra resources and for a place to sign up to receive the Upcycled Design Lab newsletter. Click that like button if you enjoyed today's video. Also, if you haven't already, I'd love for you to hit that subscribe button to join my YouTube community. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.